Donald Trump was a figure who did not escape the public and media's attention even during his early days in the White House. Every move, every word he made resonated around the world. However, until now, no one had ever imagined Trump entering a room deep inside the White House that very few people knew about or the moments he spent there. At that moment, Trump's eyes were shining in a different way. While everyone was trying to understand what was happening, one thing was felt sharply. This was not an ordinary day. One morning, early in the morning, the calm yet serious expression on Trump's face was a sign of change. There was an unknown room in the heart of the White House. Not many people had entered or exited the room. Many people could only guess the contents of that room, but no one had any definite information. Today would be the day Trump would enter that room, and the secret of that room would become a secret that was only for him, in a way that Trump could not have known in advance. Trump headed towards the secret room with his guards. As he approached the room, everyone around him suddenly went silent. The door to that extraordinary room remained. As Trump opened the door to the room, everyone in the room had a strange expression of curiosity on their faces. When he stepped into the room, the atmosphere inside changed instantly. This was not just a room. On every wall were old maps, handwritten books, and valuable items collected from all corners of the world. This room was not just a storage area, but a place where great strategic decisions were once made and human history was shaped. The moment Trump entered the room, he realized how different everything was. When he looked at the room, he could feel that it was much more than an ordinary historical museum. The books, old written documents, and maps inside told the story of a world lost in time. However, the most interesting aspect of this room was that it was more than a place where everything was brought together. There was something in that room, something mysterious, a secret, a past, perhaps a truth that had been hidden for years. Trump found a large book placed on a table in the middle of the room. The book was not an ordinary book. It had an old text written in gold letters on it. The book was a reflection of a source that great leaders had once read, developed strategies, and made decisions. Trump carefully opened the book. The words written on the pages were in an old language. However, even though he seemed unable to understand them, some sentences attracted him. For a moment, Trump felt like he had gone beyond time and suddenly found himself in a completely different world. The information written in the book was not just historical information, but also how current decisions would affect the future. As Trump ran his hand through the pages of the book, he noticed a secret piece of information. This information was powerful enough to affect not only Trump's life, but perhaps the entire world. There was a text in the book that told of things Trump had never seen or heard before. That text carried a lot of meaning and revealed to him the deepest secret in the world. Trump could not take his eyes off the book. At that moment, in the most secret corner of the White House, he was faced with information about great leaders of the past. What was written in the book showed him something he had never thought about before. This information told how a person's life could change and how history could be reshaped. At that moment, Trump didn't know what he was feeling. This information gave him a responsibility, but at the same time, sharing that information was also a risk. That moment was lost in time. This moment in that secret room of the White House was a turning point that would shape Trump's life, politics, and future decisions. No one had a definitive idea of what happened in that room, but when Trump came out after a while, he noticed the changing expression on his face. The Donald Trump before he entered the room was a little different. Now, with the things he learned in that secret room, he carried a secret that would affect the course of history. He would take great care not to share that secret with anyone, but the moment he lived in that room would be one of the most unforgettable memories of his life.